The 2025 RPG lineup is seriously impressive. In this video, I've gathered 20 truly promising games that are most likely coming out this year. What's up, everyone? It's Broz, and here we go. We're starting with the game that's been getting a lot of attention recently. Crimson Desert, from South Korean studio Pearl Abyss, is not just another RPG. It's their shot to break free from Black Desert Shadow and flex the Black Space Engine's muscle. You're Cliff, a weathered mercenary boss, neck-deep in a world where alliances shift like sand and every sword's a statement. This isn't cookie-cutter fantasy. You'll carve through foes with blades, guns, or blazing spells, then climb a fortress wall or leap onto a dragon to tear across the sky. Combat hits hard, with a snappy Sekiro like edgeless floaty than Skyrim. Every move feels grounded, from galloping horses to storms that drench the world. The landscape breathes, seasons turn, snow melts into green hills, rivers flow with real physics, not just pretty animations. It's a living sandbox. Fish in quiet streams, arm wrestle in rowdy taverns, or hunt secrets across sprawling maps. The 50 to 80-hour story tracks Cliff's fight to unite allies against a looming disaster. Multiplayer, styled like GTA Online with cosmetics and PvE events, drops post-launch. Out late 2025 on PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and MACOS. Linzi, a Chinese studio, delivers Wuchang Fallen Feathers, a Souls-like action RPG set in the crumbling Ming Dynasty. You're Wuchang, a pirate warrior with no memory, cursed by a disease that twists people into monsters. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the game throws you into brutal combat. Wield a longsword or dual blades, chaining combos with spells and a shape-shifting arm that adapts to your foes. You'll roam haunted villages and misty ruins, leaping across platforms to uncover hidden lore. The world drips with Chinese folklore, from grotesque bosses to eerie temples, with the soundtrack mixing ancient melodies and modern beats. Combat demands precision. Dodge, parry, and break enemy stances while tweaking skills through a deep, Diablo-like system. The 15 to 20-hour story tracks Wuchang's hunt for her lost past, with choices leading to multiple endings. Less punishing than pure Soulsborne, it still packs a challenge. Wuchang Fallen Feathers is scheduled to be released on July 24, 2025 on PC and the latest consoles. The game will also be available on Game Pass immediately. Titan Quest II is the long-awaited sequel to the cult action RPG developed by Grimlore Games, known for Spellforce 3. The story returns to the world of ancient Greek mythology, where players will face Nemesis, the goddess punishing humanity for its arrogance. Titan Quest II brings back the classic isometric perspective, an advanced character progression system with mastery combinations, and a focus on handcrafted environments rather than procedural generation. The developers highlight dynamic weather and a day-night cycle that directly affect gameplay. There's a strong emphasis on meaningful loot, customization, tactical boss battles, and a cooperative mode. The game will not feature microtransactions, with all content designed for both solo and co-op play. The adventure draws inspiration from real myths and historical artifacts, giving each location a distinct atmosphere and authenticity. The release is expected in late 2025 on PC and next-gen consoles. Chrono Odyssey is a large-scale MMORPG developed by Korean studio Npixel using Unreal Engine 5. Set on the continent of Satira, players join the Adragon organization to battle powerful gods and their monstrous armies. The game's standout feature is its unique time manipulation system, allowing players to slow, speed up, or even rewind combat events, adding tactical depth to both PvE and PvP. The world is filled with dynamic events and massive world boss fights involving hundreds of players simultaneously. The soundtrack is composed by Chris Velasco, known for God of War and Bloodborne, adding a rich atmosphere. Chrono Odyssey's trailers are dark and intriguing, setting the tone for a mysterious and serious world. Steam registration is now open for the closed beta scheduled for June 2025. Players worldwide can try their luck, though access will be limited to selected participants. Developers and publishers have officially confirmed plans to release the game in 2025. Elden Ring Nightreign is a cooperative roguelike from From Software set in a procedurally generated Limveld, an alternate version of the Elden Ring world. Players control one of 8 unique heroes with distinct skills and ultimate abilities. The main goal is to survive a 3-day cycle, where enemies grow stronger at night and the map gradually shrinks, leading to a final battle against one of 8 bosses. Players cannot die instantly. Teammates can revive fallen allies, and if the entire team dies, the session resets. Equipment weight does not affect movement speed, and characters can wield up to 3 weapons per hand simultaneously. Between runs, players return to the Roundtable Hold to upgrade characters and uncover story elements. Overall, Elden Ring Nightreign is a major experiment by From Software that combines the familiar atmosphere with new multiplayer mechanics and session-based gameplay. Fans of the Souls series are eagerly awaiting the release to see how successfully the studio has expanded the Elden Ring universe. The game is not a live service. All content is available at launch, with no PvP or battle passes planned. The release is set for May 30th, 2025, on all major consoles and PC. Neo Berlin 2087 plunges players into a grim future, where the gap between rich and poor has reached its peak. You are Nolan, a detective with the unique ability to sense the emotions of others, which helps you investigate crimes in a city mired in technology and corruption. In the game, you will investigate the mysterious death of the police chief and protect his daughter Natalie, who holds the key to unraveling the mystery. Unlike many cyberpunk games, Neo Berlin 2087 emphasizes detective work and character interaction over action. Developers at Elysium Games Studio promise an engaging story where moral dilemmas take center stage. The game features dynamic gameplay with both first and third-person modes, beautiful graphics powered by Unreal Engine 5, and a captivating cyberpunk atmosphere. The dark, detailed world is filled with neon lights and technological contrasts that enhance the immersive experience. Special attention is given to the sound design, further deepening the atmosphere. Despite the lack of a firm release date, Neo Berlin 2087 is expected in 2025 on PC and PlayStation 5. Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon is a dark, atmospheric, open-world RPG that, after 2 years in early access, is preparing for its full release on May 23, 2025. Developed by the Polish studio Questline and published by Wayward Realms, the game offers a deep reimagining of the King Arthur legend set in a world where eternal autumn and the Red Death plague Avalon. At the core of the game is a branching narrative with dozens of development paths and numerous moral dilemmas that affect the ending. The world is divided into 3 major regions: the Misty Southern Horns, the Sunlit Quanacht, and the Snowy Forsaken Blades, each with its own atmosphere and unique quests. The game features over 250 fully voiced NPCs and more than 200 side quests, creating a living, breathing world. The gameplay combines exploration, dynamic combat, and systems like alchemy, blacksmithing, fishing, and other crafts, allowing players to deeply immerse themselves in Avalon's life. The game somewhat resembles the 2025 release Avowed or another take on Skyrim. Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon looks like a complex, mature project with a rich world and deep systems, promising 50 to 70 hours of gameplay. It will be released on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X or S. Phantom Blade Zero is an ambitious action RPG from Chinese studio S-Game, blending classic wuxia elements with hardcore gameplay reminiscent of Sekiro and Ninja Gaiden. Set in the unique Phantom world, ancient martial clans battle alchemical monsters and mysterious cults. You play as Sol, an elite assassin from the Secretive Order, betrayed and left for dead. His journey uncovers secrets that threaten the world's foundation. The game features cinematic combat focused on precision, timing, and dynamic movement, making every fight challenging. The semi-open world offers spacious, well-defined locations filled with dangers and secrets. Weapon variety includes paired elegant blades and thematic artifacts that can be upgraded and combined. Visually, the dark atmosphere and detailed designs stand out, with trailers showcasing intense boss battles and cinematic effects. According to various sources, Phantom Blade Zero is planned for release in 2025 on PC and PlayStation 5, though rumors circulate about a possible delay to 2026. Developers are actively sharing gameplay footage and promise the game will become one of the genre's brightest highlights in the coming years. The project is estimated to offer around 20 to 30 hours of main campaign gameplay, and up to 50 hours including side quests. The Outer Worlds 2 is the highly anticipated sequel to Obsidian Entertainment's RPG, promising to retain the original signature humor and deep role-playing mechanics while significantly expanding scale and player freedom. The game takes place in the new Arcadia star system, where players assume the role of an Earth Directorate agent investigating mysterious rifts threatening the galaxy. Developers emphasize a deep RPG system with numerous skill trees and playstyles, from stealth to all-out combat. A key addition is an enhanced combat system featuring parkour elements and more dynamic environmental interaction, making fights lively and unpredictable. The game world promises variety and depth. Each region is unique, with its own factions, conflicts, and moral dilemmas. The Outer Worlds 2 is set to release in 2025 on PC, Xbox Series X or S, and likely PlayStation 5. A full reveal and release date are expected at the Xbox and Bethesda showcase on June 8th. Latest info suggests the main campaign will last around 20 to 30 hours, with up to 50 hours including side quests. Vindictus Defying Fate is a fast-paced action RPG from Nexon, bringing players back to the dark and brutal world of the original Vindictus, but on a whole new level. The game is gearing up for a global alpha test on PC from June 8 to June 16, promising plenty of upgrades after a successful pre-alpha in March 2024. The highlight is the revamped combat system featuring smoother animations, powerful combos, and tactical depth. For the first time in the series, a companion system is introduced, AI allies who genuinely assist in battles against bosses like the White Tyrant and Bloodlord. These aren't just meat shields, but fully capable fighters who can turn the tide of battle. The game world is inspired by Celtic mythology and medieval fantasy, giving the atmosphere a unique flavor. Players will be offered character customization and a wide variety of detailed outfits. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, Vindictus Defying Fate boasts stunning visuals and spectacular effects that enhance the brutal combat atmosphere. While the exact release date remains unannounced, the alpha test is just around the corner, giving fans a taste of the intense and thrilling adventure ahead. Where Winds Meet is an open-world action RPG developed by Chinese studio Everstone and published by NetEase. Set during the 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms period, this title follows a young martial arts master traveling through a war-torn country. The game features detailed locations such as dense forests, mountain passes, traditional villages, and temples, all rendered in picturesque Eastern style. The world supports dynamic weather, immersive sound, and 4K graphics powered by NetEase's Messiah engine. The combat system is inspired by Wuchang, focusing on dynamic, precise movements including acrobatics, parrying, and aerial strikes. The gameplay is primarily single-player, though developers have hinted at multiplayer elements, details of which remain undisclosed. The game is compared to Assassin's Creed and Ghost of Tsushima for its stealth and visual style, but with a unique non-linear story and Eastern mythology. Where Winds Meet launched in China in December 2024, with a closed beta for the Western version held from May 16 to 19, 2025 on PC and PlayStation 5. The international release is planned for this year, with the exact date yet to be announced. The Wayward Realms is a vast fantasy RPG developed by Once Lost Games, a studio founded by former Bethesda developers Ted Peterson and Julian LaFay, creators of the original Elder Scrolls. The game is positioned as a spiritual successor to Daggerfall, featuring an open world of about 500,000 square kilometers populated by thousands of living NPCs. A key feature is the virtual game master system based on machine learning. This AI-driven game master adapts quests and storylines to the player's style and choices, creating a unique experience for each playthrough. Instead of a traditional main story, the game offers numerous interconnected questlines that impact the world and factions. The game world is dynamic. Cities can grow or vanish after wars, and landscapes change with weather effects. There are 8 races, including humans, elves, orcs, and fae. The combat system resembles classic Elder Scrolls with precise control and the ability to craft custom spells by combining over 50 effects. Early access is planned for 2025, with the project currently in preparation and crowdfunding stages. The Wayward Realms aims to revive the spirit of old-school RPGs with modern technology and deep role-playing mechanics. Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is an action RPG with a long and complicated history. Originally developed by Hardsuit Labs, the release was planned for 2020. However, after a series of setbacks and cancellations, the project was handed over to the British studio The Chinese Room. The new release date is set for October 2025. Players will control a vampire, with the option to choose their gender. The story takes place in modern Seattle, where vampire clans wage a hidden war for influence while trying to uphold the most important law, the Masquerade, which forbids revealing their existence to humans. Gameplay blends stealth, social interactions, and tactical combat, with choices shaping relationships with vampires and factions. 4 clans with unique abilities will be available at launch. Development is complete, with focus now on polishing and optimization. The game offers twice as many endings as the original, ensuring high replayability. The Chinese Room's atmospheric storytelling, known from Dear Esther, deepens the narrative. Unreal Engine 5 delivers enhanced visuals with Nanite and Lumen support. 2 clans have been detailed in developer diaries, with 2 more to be revealed before release. The game will launch on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X or S. Lost Soul Aside is an ambitious action RPG from the Chinese studio UltiZero Games, in development for over 10 years. The project began as an indie initiative by a single developer, Yang Bing, inspired by games like Final Fantasy XV, Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, and Ninja Gaiden. Thanks to support from Sony and the China Hero Project, the game has grown into a AAA title and is now preparing for release on PlayStation 5 and PC. The story centers around Kaiser, a hero who, alongside his dragon-like companion Arena, battles interdimensional beings known as the Voidraks, who are trying to destroy Earth. The gameplay features lightning-fast combat with weapon transformations and tactical switching between fighting styles. The game world promises to be vibrant and full of mysteries, while the battles are dynamic and visually spectacular. Yang Bing personally designs key bosses, including an epic battle with a giant dragon requiring precise timing and combos. DualSense support enhances immersion through haptic feedback. The game offers deep character customization and non-linear quests inspired by Japanese RPGs, focusing on an emotional story of redemption and discovery. Originally scheduled for release on May 30th, the launch was recently postponed to August 29, 2025, to allow for additional polish and quality improvements. Neverness to Everness is a free-to-play open-world anime action RPG from Hata Studio, the creators of Tower of Fantasy. The game blends a vibrant urban environment with elements of magic and futurism, allowing players to explore a vast metropolis, purchase apartments, drive sports cars, and, naturally, battle a wide variety of enemies. Currently in active development, the project is slated for release in 2025 on PC and last consoles. On May 15, signups opened for the closed beta test called the Containment Test, giving players the chance to experience the game's core mechanics and immersive world. Neverness to Everness offers a rich array of gameplay features, including collecting characters with unique abilities, city exploration, vehicle driving, and interactive environments. The developers emphasize a seamless fusion of fast-paced combat and open-world exploration, featuring dynamic weather systems and a living, breathing city that reacts to player choices. Additionally, the game boasts an extensive customization system for both characters and vehicles, providing players with deep opportunities for personal expression and strategic gameplay. Solasta II is a tactical RPG from the French studio Tactical Adventures, a sequel to their successful 2021 game known for its faithful adaptation of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules and deep strategic combat. The story takes place decades later in the familiar fantasy world of Solasta, where a new threat looms over the continent. The game is being developed on Unreal Engine 5 and is set to launch in early access on PC in 2025, with plans for console releases. Solasta II retains turn-based tactics with D20 dice rolls that add an element of randomness and strategic depth. Players will be able to assemble a party of 4 heroes, fully voiced and equipped with diverse skills. The developers are actively engaging with the community. A free demo was released during Steam Next Fest in early 2025 to gather feedback and improve game balance. Solasta II promises an expanded storyline, new tactical features, and enhanced graphics, preserving the spirit of classic tabletop RPGs and offering a solid alternative in the genre following the success of Baldur's Gate 3. Gothic 1 is a reimagined version of the cult 2001 RPG, developed by Alchemia Interactive and published by THQ Nordic. The game is being built from scratch on Unreal Engine 5, aiming to preserve the original atmosphere while improving graphics, animations, and gameplay. The developers focused on creating a living world. NPCs truly have schedules and move around locations, which significantly brings the game to life. The economy has become more dynamic. Merchants trade goods among themselves, expanding the assortment and adding realism. The combat system has been reworked. Animations are faster and more responsive, eliminating the stuck feeling from the original battles. According to player feedback from the Nightreign prologue demo released in early 2025, the fights have become smoother and more spectacular, and the world feels alive and atmospheric. The remake story hasn't undergone major changes, but the developers fixed some plot inconsistencies and improved dialogues while preserving the spirit of the original. The game is in the final stages of development with plans to release in 2025 on PC, likely with console versions. The studio actively engages with the community, releasing updates for the demo, fixing bugs, and optimizing balance. Arknights Endfield is a role-playing game with real-time strategy and combat elements, developed by Chinese studios Hypergriff and Mountain Contour. The project is being developed for PC and PlayStation 5. The story takes place on the planet Talos II. Players control the Administrator, a character who explores the world and solves tactical challenges by fighting in real time with a team of 4 heroes, each with unique skills. The closed beta test on PC took place in January 2025. According to participant feedback, the combat system felt dynamic and varied, featuring good animation and smooth camera work. Users also praised the detailed environment and numerous activities: world exploration, resource gathering, and base building. However, some testers complained about difficulty balance and a lack of content in the early version, which the developers say will be addressed by release. The launch date has not yet been announced, but the game has already attracted attention thanks to its combination of strategic elements and vibrant anime-style visuals. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin is a video game based on the IDW comic series. The story takes place in a post-apocalyptic New York, where the last remaining Ninja Turtle seeks vengeance for the deaths of his brothers and master. The game is in early development with only a teaser trailer. Details about gameplay and the release date have not been disclosed. Feedback from closed test participants and insiders highlights a dark and serious atmosphere, setting it apart from the franchise's traditionally lighter games. According to unofficial sources, the release is expected in 2025. The developers have drawn inspiration from God of War to create a deep and emotional experience. Sounds promising. Ballad of Antara is a dark fantasy action RPG developed by the Chinese studio Tipsworks, known for Pascal's Wager. The game is being developed on Unreal Engine 5 and is scheduled for release in 2025 on PlayStation 5 and PC. The combat system is reminiscent of Wuchang Fallen Dynasty, featuring dodges and a stamina bar, and allows real-time switching between heroes, adding tactical depth. Each playable hero exists in a parallel world, which players can transition between during combat and exploration, a core mechanic called the Rift. This system introduces layered level design and enemy behaviors that differ depending on the dimension you're in. The game's world is structured around interconnected regions rather than an open world, aiming for a Souls-like progression feel without being a full clone of From Software's formula. Ballad of Antara will be free to play, which has raised questions within the community about monetization and its impact on gameplay. The game has already attracted attention due to its dark atmosphere, deep story, and challenging combat system. By the way, I've already covered this game and a few others from the list in my video about the best PlayStation games coming out this year. If you're a PS player or just want to know what's coming out on console, definitely check it out. And as always, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching, bro hugs to everyone. See you soon.